Welcome back to Titus Pétange Champions League semi-final in 2052. Okay, so we have been drawn up against Chelsea, whose key player is Faisal Ade, which you'd expect at £189 million worth of player. But you look through Chelsea and it's just a sea of recognisable faces. All these players used to play for Titus Pétange. Mamatovic was there as well. I mean, it is just a reunion of sorts. But obviously they will want to win their 5th Champions League. They're getting closer to a 5th Champions League there. Can they do it? Or will Titus Pétange, who are probably favourites for this tie, just squeeze past them? Chelsea did knock us out last season, I believe. Let's just give that a check. Last season, knocked out of the Champions League by Chelsea. So we will need to get some revenge. And boy, oh boy, did we really show our might in the quarterfinals. Knocking out AC Milan with an aggregate scoreline of 9-3 with a 7-0 victory at home. We were blazing hot. So we're coming into this with like huge confidence for sure. Last episode we looked at Paradiso, now a manager, and I started thinking about what other players, old players, are staff, and are they influencing the Luxembourg football landscape? And the answer to that is yes. They're actually only influencing the Luxembourg landscape, I think. I can't see from my quick scan any staff members that are like being assistant manager outside of Luxembourg or manager outside of Luxembourg. They're all in this country. But there's some really, really interesting ones. Some really big time ones as well. We've got a Differdange first, because they are managed by a player that you might not recognise. De Nielsen was a player that only spent a year at Titus Pétange, but we brought him in from Brazil. He turned to be a Luxembourg national, and he stayed in the country for a long, long time, eventually dropping back into Brazil and then managing some of the Luxembourg clubs. And now he's at Differdange. How about that? De Nielsen is at Differdange. Someone that you probably will recognise is managing Fowler Esch. Now, this is a really bloody good side. They're second in the BGL league at the moment, and they're managed by right back cum right winger Ernani. I signed him to be a right back. He mostly popped up on the right wing though, and he was one of our best players whilst he was playing. From 2024 to 2028, he was outstanding. And then he dropped into some of the other Luxembourg teams. Of course, he went to Jeunesse de Esch. That's not really a surprise. Fowler Esch as well as a player. And then caretaker manager for Unistraßen for a long time. Manager for Unistraßen for a year. And Fowler Esch were like, yeah, we'll take him. And he's been their manager for 3 years, and in that time, they've actually improved pretty significantly. So good on him. He's probably the biggest success story at the moment in terms of managers. There's a couple of other players that are like in the back arse of Luxembourg, shall we say? So if you remember anyone called Henning Holm, I don't. But he is in this game. He is managing US Rambrusch. And US Rambrusch are in the bottom tier of Luxembourg football, my new Luxembourg database, essentially. They've been just in this absolute shit show for a long, long time. But this year is the first time that they're going to get out of it. They're champions of the division, and it's all thanks to one of our previous players, only here for a year, Henning Holm. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to US Rambrusch. I might give these teams a couple of £1 million because of this. Someone else not doing too great. Green Boys, into the Green Boys. Green Boys we go. Nicholas Bejarano played for us a little bit. Don't know why it's saying 2028, 2028, 2029, 2029. But there it is. Bejarano was a Titus Pétange player. He is not a good manager. And we can see this by the 2 division. They are battling relegation there. Other players that are in serious staff member roles. Ezra Escalona is the assistant manager at Etzella. So if we go to Etzella, obviously Etzella have been a pretty serious club in the BGL League recently. Got a staff. We've got a couple of more players as scouts. We'll get to that in a second. Assistant manager Ezra Escalona. How about that? He's got a really nice base. He's already got his Continental Pro license. He's got a really nice base. Maybe he becomes a Titus Pétange staff member at one stage if he keeps on growing. That would be awesome. But other than that, Etzella have picked up a couple of our players, ex-players. Demin Chanza is one of their scouts. Not a great scout, to be fair. And as we went down here, Cameron Wilson, who I recall being our first big sale. We go down here, we sold him for 28 million to Paris Saint-Germain. That was a huge amount of money at that point. And now he's a scout at Etzella. He's gone all over the place. Look at this history. Roma, Barcelona, Inter, Almeria for some reason, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain, and the mighty Titus. That is just an unreal list of teams to be on your CV. And yeah, he's not the worst scout that I've ever seen. He's 39. He's got time, hasn't he? What else? Is there anything else? There is Nicholas Gonzalez. Okay, right. So let's have a look at the inbox. Outside of all them staff members, I looked at the free agents as well, and one of them stuck out like a sore thumb because he actually had stats, which means that we're gonna give him a chance. This lad, who's been my under-23s manager for a hell of a long time, I've just given him an early retirement. John Desai, he has been fucking excellent for us. And you look at all the players that came through the ranks, this guy is one of their favoured personnel because, you know, you treat the kids right. He's been our under-23s manager for fucking ages. Nearly 30 years of service. So thank you ever so much. We've mutually terminated the contract. Interesting that there was a Welsh player in the Luxembourg leagues, and interesting that he turned out to be this good as a staff member. But there you go. He is now hopefully going to retire, John Decay, and we are replacing him with an ex-player called Nicholas Gonzalez. It's a big risk, this, but he's the one with the best stats all around. The attacking could be better, all right, but outside the attacking, very good. So we're gonna try and put a bid in for that. However, he might not be the only Titus Pétange, ex-Titus Pétange player that we bring into the club soon. I've looked at Paradiso. I've looked at the likes of Borges, who used to play right back for us. A really awesome right back. And then Hardinsia is also an unemployed staff member. If I can remember how to spell his name. That's there you go. Unemployed manager. I was looking at these guys and I was getting a bit whimsical, to be honest. So I'm giving you what would you call this? I'm giving you guys a proposal, and if you're not comfortable with it, that's absolutely fine. I think it's like the only pathway where we can see some of our legendary players become like really sick members of our backroom staff. And we can actually tie it into the story a little bit, but it would need some save editing, and hence why we're giving this proposal. So if we go to our staff member, our staff members. You remember that we hired a director of football in 2048 and a technical director in 2048 that really alleviated the mass amount of work that we had to do as a manager of the football club. This is what I'm going to try and tie in. What if we spent that free time, that extra free time, in improving some of our ex-players to become future staff members? We give them a random role between potential ability of 160 to 200. I don't know, it's up to you. And I think if even one person in the comment section is like, nah, I don't like that, then I will not do it. But like I said, like these staff members, most of the like really recognizable faces are all shit staff members. And I don't want this to be the end of the Paradiso story. Yeah. But it's up to you guys. I'll do like one every season, I guess. I'll randomly roll one every season. Just to, give special tutoring to one of our ex-players per season. They get a random roll between 160 and 200, and then they go and get hired by Titus Pétange, potentially, if we're happy with the random roll. It's up to you. I'm comfortable either way. This is not the purest of pure saves. We've had help with the in-game editor in certain points. You remember the half-star youth recruitment that we simply couldn't get from the board? We spent £20 million thanks to the in-game editor to finally fill in that final half a star. And of course, we've been pushing the youth rating up in Luxembourg. Without the push of the youth rating, we might still be in the 60s, but we find ourselves on 80 youth rating last check. I can understand if this is a little too far, and I am only proposing it because we love these players so much, or ex-players so much. Do you want to keep them around, and are you okay, are you comfortable in changing their potential ability to keep them around? Because I can't have them as staff members now. They're not great as staff members, let's be real. Get down in the comments section, tell me your thoughts and feelings about it. Even if just one of you says, I don't want that, I will not do it. I'm not going to mess around this save just for the enjoyment of keeping ex-players around, if people are uncomfortable with the circumstances surrounding it. Right, let's stop cutting the video now. I wanted to make sure that proposal didn't have any mistakes in it, so you guys had a clear vision of what I might do, might not do. We're back to normal Titus Pétange and me making mistakes. All right, transfer history. Last time we saw each other, Zagreb, at the start of November, it was a home 3-0 victory, I think it was. So since then, there's been a good amount of players. Snapped up 8 players have joined Titus Pétange, including some really exciting prospects, as per. Try to not go for the expensive ones. 37 million, 36 million at the top of my budget, essentially. There's some 5-star players knocking about where clubs want 50, 60 million for them. I don't want to push that high because the valuations of our players is so low at the moment. So trying to work in our means for now. I'm pretty sure when we get back into fourth coefficients, we'll be absolutely fine. But I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried, especially with our wage budget soaring now. We've got to... Even though I know it's crazy that we've got that much money, we've got to be careful with it because you see the dips. And that is just through a significant wage budget at the club. It'll be a lot better when we get a bigger stadium and whatnot, but you just got to be careful. Okay, so Toby Yates from Manchester City was a clever signing. I know it was expensive, but a clever signing. He's a forward, so his valuation will always hold. He's growing. He's at loan at Malmo. It looks relatively good. 6'1". You know, all the things that you just tick off on a striker. He's got it all as a kid. £37 million. A heavy investment, but one that could pay off. Ricky Yokota. And one of the very few Japanese players that we've seen at Titus Pétange. Maybe the first Japanese player. Came through a report at 4.5 stars, turns to 5. Not see them players that often going from 4 stars to 5 from a report. Maximum that transfer is going to be is 2.8 million. Mirko Cesar is a Juventus central midfielder joining up with the under-18s. Youth League champions again, UEFA Youth League champions. We'll talk about that in a second. Really nice, well-rounded. Future fees included, maximum £12 million on that player. Bastian Figueroa, defensive midfielder. I can only see him moving up into central midfield, to be honest. We'd need to improve his attacking a little bit, but he's growing nicely. He is growing nicely. I think Sevilla, that was a release clause from Sevilla at 16.25. Pulis Pétange might have been a little mistake. He was expensive. He came from Porto, I think he was. I think Porto are laughing because they've got him on loan at the moment. We must have just agreed on a loan back straight away. But his potential's dropped down to 4 stars. I got him as a 20-year-old, but he was soon ticking over to 21, and now it's not looking great. His wheel, I really liked his wheel as a 20-year-old, but now I'm a bit worried. We shall see. Look, we can't hit with every single transfer. 36 million, Gerson Espindola. That's the reason why I don't want to be spending that much money all the time, because you know that you're going to miss a certain amount. And with our finances always looking like it's going down, down, down. We need more sponsorships. We need more tickets in. We just need everything to maximize this club's infrastructure and money-making capabilities. Some player that I'm really, really happy with, Gerson Espindola, coming in from Porto as well. This guy did not go back to Porto on loan. He's in our under 23s at the moment with a 5-star potential. There you go. Really nice mentals already on that player. Look forward to seeing how he can progress. This is the big one for me. Leandro Moreira dropped in to the save. Let's have a check on this. In 2050. So I think that might have been the last season Paradiso was at us. And all of a sudden there was this lad at Defensor Sporting with 5-star potential. Fair enough, he's not a right winger. He says that he can kind of play right winger. I'm sure he's been really influenced by watching Paradiso on the television. But he's an out-and-out striker, isn't he? And he looks the business. He's only 18. He looks the business. It would be awesome if we just had this continuation of Defensor Sporting players. Unfortunately, the Defensor Sporting affiliation that we got, that's broken down. But we can always try and sign players in from Defensor Sporting. I think it was just really, really interesting that he's dropped into the game as Paradiso was leaving. Maybe it's a sign. I hope it's a sign. He's obviously going to be a sick player because he's caught. They're saying that he's 5 stars. And at the end here, Finn Gerland, who's just joined us, right? History won't tell us exactly when he joined there, but down here on the 20th of April. All right, keep that in mind. 20th of April. It's 1st of May right now. If we go to the under-18s and the fixtures. You look at the UEFA Youth League final. That happened on the 29th of April. Finn Gerland was involved and he scored. How about that? Josue Guilin, he got a hat-trick, it looks like. But we dominated Benfica. And we won ourselves another UEFA Youth League. How many is that now? Titus Pétange have won the last 2. And then they won 2046-47, 2044-45, and that's it. We've won 4 now. It's not too bad. Most times won. Paris Saint-Germain's under 19s. We're only 1 off them. So we're going to be a dominant force in that. I love the real mix of teams in here, though. Atalanta, Dynamo Kiev, Juventus, Copenhagen, Zagreb's in here. I'm not really surprised now. Now that I've played Zagreb, I'm not really surprised. I'm sure that players from that under-19s are now in that first team that are, you know, doing bits, really impressing me. All right, I think that's everything for the inside. So much to cover. Outward going players. Probably most loans, yeah. Ricky Yokota out on loan. We sold Dennis Neuberger to Borussia Dortmund. We got a buyback clause on that just in case he becomes like sick, but I don't expect it at all. Him dropping down to 4 stars that young. I don't expect us to see much of him in the future. Oh, thank you very much. Fabio was sold to Ulsan Hyundai, one of our affiliates. Really took a shine to this player. 8.5 million. I said thank you very much for that. The others that we're skipping on are loans. The big sale for the winter was Giuseppe Della Monica. Why on earth did we get rid of him? Well, he's already showing 4.5 stars. His potential's 4.5 stars. Okay. Could improve, absolutely. But this guy is absolutely not a 4.5 star player. So, what? I don't know what my staff members are reading into this, but we have got far better players there that are potential, like 3-star ability, 4-star ability, that just seem to be better. In my opinion, I know, fucking crazy, but I saw 79 million from Liverpool, and I snapped their bleeding hand. I think it also has a clause in there, like a profit clause, that could potentially make us even more money. I don't know. Could be a disaster. We got so many good right wingers, including that Finn lad. We go to that Finn lad. I was like, oh great, a left winger. Oh no, he's very strong in his right foot. Boom, another right winger that we need to figure out. Jesus. That's actually reminding me to stick him winger attack on the right hand side. Thank you, Curtis. It's all right. Other than that, Oscar Obregon was very much gone out of the club. Deportes Tolima signed him up for pennies, £115,000. I mean, if I had £115,000 in my bank account, I definitely wouldn't call it pennies. But you know, for this club, of a club of this size, it is very, very small. Yeah, and then loans. Cool. So we've gone through the transfers. We've gone through this, that, and the other. Let's have a look at World. Awards. Ballon d'Or. Second time won by Julian Uriarte. And look at the state of this. Since 2039, we have contracted every single Ballon d'Or winner. Of course, Real Madrid could stake claim to the Paradiso, one in 2044 when they had 6 months of the player. But he was also at Titus Pétange, and he probably won it through his antics at Titus Pétange more than his antics at Real Madrid from August onwards. That's been covered now. Let's go into the Champions League, because I actually didn't talk about the last Champions League final because we got knocked out really, really early, didn't we? The holders are Juventus. How about that? They beat, was it Manchester City in the final? Let's go and check fixture results from 2051. God, that is a long list of years now. Okay, semi-finals. There it is, the final itself. Manchester City 0, Juventus 1. And I actually celebrated this, I'm not going to lie. The winning player, is now at Rem. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. He's on loan. The guy who won them the Champions League is now on loan. Fuck what? Fair enough. Fair enough. So there you go. They're the champions of Europe at this moment in time. Well, I said no more cuts, and then I had to cut. I had so many programs on at once, the game was freaking out. Chelsea against Titus Pétange, first leg. This episode is going to be fucking massive, let me tell you. And we might get another hour-long episode out of this. Let's do it, lads. Big game. Massive game for the youngsters. Little experience in Van Dijk in the net. Oh, I'm sure he's very excited for this. Oh shit! I nearly forgot. Oh, is he actually playing? He's on the bench. Look at this! Bordenaro's fairly determined. Bordenaro! Oh, and I tell you what as well. Something maybe even more magical than that. Ugarelli can defend. God, I almost forgot. Wow. They should have been key points. I should have got my notepad to tell me what things to look out for. Okay, we got a little advantage here in the semi-finals. We are in Stamford Bridge to start off. Oh, we refereed by unknown. You fucking love to see it. You fucking love to see refereed by unknown. Why don't they just make some regen referees up? Oh, that's an easy tap in for Uriarte. Thank you ever so much, pal. Julian Uriarte gets us in to a good starting position, good foundations to work on there. Titus Pétange already 3 shots on goal. Could be very comfortable for us. Is there... Well, no, it's not Ward-Prowse managing. I swear Ward-Prowse used to manage Chelsea. It is now Christos Solis? Carrillo! It's it! Uriarte is having a game, isn't he? That's his 71st goal of the season. Yikes. Has Raul Torres done 71 goals in a season? That's a big amount. Big boy amount. Uriarte probably did. Leffinger probably did. Uriarte's the guy who's scoring for us now, you idiot. Okay, Hoji off the wing, Wagstaff, Smith. Carrillo was able to clear for us as the ex-Titus Pétange players struggle to break us down. Savo Saran, at 19 years old now, three-time wonder kid, top wonder kid. That's something else that we need to see. This is a mad start. Back to the world and the awards. So much stuff happening. Next gen, okay. So look from the bottom. Tillemans, Donnarumma, Kluivert, blah 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 blah. It's a different person all over. Samini. I remember Samini was sick. Different person, all over. And then the last 3 years, it's just been, Savo Saran, the 19-year-old who is, it's ridiculous, now on £120,000 a week. He's getting paid. Man's getting paid. He has been quite exceptional for us. And it's all thanks to Faisal Adey's, to be honest. Faisal Adey's transfer out of the club made us push for Saran early. Numerous players have picked up yellow cards so far. They bloody have as well. That's a good point by Declan Rice. Let's pause it and get a couple of these yellow carded players off. I'm going to hope Saran can keep his head. Shackleton Dodd can come in centre mid, no problem. Centre back, no problem. We'll probably tuck in Ugarelli as the midfielder and then bring in Axel Robin, who has come out back from loan. There you go. Return from loan. That's Della Monica going out, wasn't it? Della Monica got sold to Liverpool, meaning that we brought Axel Robin in. We wanted to bring in 4.5-star Tobias Berra, but he cannot be recalled from loan. It's lucky that we didn't get into Milan in the quarterfinals, because that could have absolutely been an option. but the Chelsea side that we're facing up against beat them over 2 legs in the quarters. Let's confirm that. I don't think we need to change Saran. Trust him. Trust him not to be that inexperienced. Look, in his first Champions League final, he scored fucking 2 goals. Man knows. Man gets it. Let's clear this out. No messing. Good work, Ruiz. And there goes Saran. Go on, lad. Good ball. Josemi for 3. Oh, tried the bender. You saw the curl on that. Oh, lads. It's a Retamoso corner kick. Shackleton Dodd with a big header away, but it'll be dropping to the feet of Faisal Ade. He's offside. He's miles offside. He's miles offside. You know, I really need to take that to VAR. The linesman should have done his job. Or their job, of course. Let's check it. Yeah, goal disallowed. He's about 2 yards offside. Sunyoji thought that he might have scored a goal against his previous team. You know what? Looks like I was being very nice to them, saying that it was only a couple of yards out offside, because it looked far more than that. We've dealt with this quite well. Plezier, brother. We need to show Plezier's wheel, because that is a joke right now. Plezier has come out of nowhere to be the right back. I'm pretty sure he's actually 5 stars. Don't think Robin's onside there. It might be another call for an offside goal. If it is allowed, then Chelsea are really in the shitter. This game's still not running great. I am seeing like frame flickering on my screen. But looking back at the FIFA footage that I recorded for Youth Squad Legends, that wasn't bad. Going back to, wow, I think this is counted as onside. Wow, okay, well, they're in a very big spot of bother, Chelsea. I thought they were going to do way better than this. Come on. Aaron Diamond's on for them. Oh, this is with Bertgaard in the side. But Bertgaard's now 33, 34. So he's probably going to get rushed around by Robin on that side. Uriarte through the centre. I mean, we're taking shots from everywhere. Thankfully, we don't need to go and watch the second leg, I don't think. Which can cut the episode time down. We got the... Yeah, it's probable that we've got the Luxembourg Cup final in between. Tell you what, if Chelsea score a late goal, everything changes. Probably have to watch that. It's 3-0. Mate, we've absolutely smashed them to pieces there. Nice. Good win. Really good win. And just, good win is a bit of an understatement. That was so exceptional. Defence and attack, exceptional. Schiffelange in the Luxembourg Cup final. You got to see how many players we can register in the Luxembourg Cup. It's pretty fucking hilarious. I think it's like 7 max. Go, Jesus Rodriguez. Jesus here. It looks like Spain have got another good generation coming through. Which is frightening. That's absolutely frightening. Will Luxembourg ever win a World Cup? I don't know, man. I really don't know. But we'll start accelerating the youth rating further on when we find, like, Luxembourg hitting European Championship finals and World Cup finals. Oh yeah, we're going to accept that, of course. Nicolas Gonzalez becoming a new under-23s manager. Massive boots to fill, that. Massive boots to fill. Luxembourg Cup, FC Schiffelange. I think with the proposal as well, And it's probably best to just do one every season. Of course, we got like a little backlog if we're going back to 2049 or 2048 when we started the technical director and technical director of football. We've got a bit of a backlog, so we'll have a few ex-players that have that random role, if, of course, you say yes to it. But after that, it's probably nice to just do one a season, because we don't want to be disrupting the staff members too much. Like, just changing a couple a season is good for, like, the longevity of a staff, like an entire staff team, but quick changes, much like playing staff, would be a nightmare. It would be a disaster for us. It would fucking completely mess up the cohesion. So how many players have we got registered here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means we have 4 blanked out players playing in the Luxembourg Cup final against Schiffelange. You better believe it. Hey, at least Sabatic gets loads of game times in this competition off that right-hand side of defence. And we just win. We literally just scraped it. Josemy scored 3. He's got a hat-trick, and Ugarelli scored the other for us. Ugarelli with defensive stat. I can't believe this is one of the great success stories. One of the great success stories of this save. The fact that this lad, from where he was, we need to find a screenshot of him when he was 18, when he just came into the club. He's so bad at defending. And look at him now. He's a monster. He's an absolute machine. 71 goals for Uriarte. And we've won the Luxembourg Cup. How many times now for the Luxembourg Cup? 13 Luxembourg Cups. We're looking for the 26th league title in Luxembourg. And that is getting so close to the record there. We could, of course, closing in on the record of the Champions League as well. I think Liverpool and Real Madrid both have 15 Champions League each. It's crazy. And we're obviously looking for our 11th. I mean, which one's going to tumble first? Is it going to be the Luxembourg League or is it going to be the Champions League? Loads of young players being scouted. And a couple. Zaza. And there's a 5-star up there. A striker. Oh, we do like a good striker. Is massively injury prone. That's a shame. Trying to not sign up the massively injury prone players as well for good reason. Unless they're like significant deals. Like the lad from Bolivia was. How is the lad from Bolivia doing? There's a Polish winger from Dortmund. Left-footed. Nice. Keep an eye on him. Dortmund might be wanting a lot of money. Oh, a bit excessive at 20.5 million. Let's have a look. Here he is. Gadiel Kim. I think did he have a slight injury? Pretty sure I heard that he had a slight injury. History, injuries. He had pulled ankle ligaments, which made him out for 5 weeks or 3 weeks. A sports hernia 5 weeks. Not much though. Little smaller ones. I don't think the hernia is actually that much of a major severity in my opinion. It's only 5 weeks out. I've seen more. It's just dropped his pace a little bit, but fuck me, is he good or what? Is he good or what? He's definitely pushing for the first team now. It pisses me off because how many good midfielders do we need? Whatever happens, his inclusion in this team means that one player gets sold, and that's more money for us. Simple as. Basic economics, my friend. The only problem is that is it going to be someone else with a better injury history that we're going to sell? Because, you know, as soon as we sell him, Kim's going to get injured for a long time, and then we're in a mess. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Ivandic. How about that? Ivandic is now 4 stars. Go on, lad. Our goalkeeper from the youth academy. Yes, nice to see it. That's another thing to cover. We did have another youth intake, and in this youth intake, we had Christian Jans. It was another Luxembourg 5-star player. Now, going back to last season, I don't know if we covered it. I'm sure we did cover it. Cosmo was 5 stars. Now he's 4.5 stars. So, yeah. The goalkeeper was him? No. Where's the goalkeeper gone? Bossy? Oh, he's dropped off massively. Last time I checked this guy, he was 5 stars. Now he's 3.5. So, Jesus Christ. You're getting my hopes up for nothing here, pal. Hopefully, the left back that we've just brought in from the youth academy, the youth intake, is a bit different. All right, we're simulating the second leg of the Champions League semi-final against Chelsea. It's been an absolute pleasure recording this one. It's 3-1. Savo Saran. Go on, lad. Scoring twice in the Champions League semis. He's done all this. He's done all this at 19 years old. What a fucking maniac. He could have 2 Champions League wins before he's 20. Woof. All right, and Carrillo scored our other. With Christian Marquez getting the only Chelsea goal of the 2 legs. We've received 10.68 million. We're cream of the crop. 9.2 rating for 90. It's absolutely bonkers. What a player. What a player. Okay. This has been Cutsy. I'll see you next time when we play the Champions League final of 2052. Bye-bye.